1939, the Milwaukee Road Depot was originally a major railroad center along the Milwaukee Road train line. Today, the building still stands on 3000 Washington Avenue South, with a mixed commercial use used for a hotel, and the former train shed was recreated into an ice skating rink and is now under construction. The train line itself, which was originally known as the Minnesota Central Railroad, was first built in 1864. This railway was purchased in 1867 by the Milwaukee and St. Paul Railroad and was renamed the Chicago, Milwaukee and St. Paul Railroad in 1874. This name was later shortened to just Milwaukee Road. The depot itself was originally built on Washington Avenue and 4th Avenue South, but wasn't able to accommodate for the high traffic, so it was moved to its current location in 1899 and is one of the longest-lasting train sheds in the nation. The building was designed by architect Charles Sumner Frost in a Renaissance revival style. The whole building cost $200,000 to create, along with its white marble floors and cream and brown enamel brick walls. This conservative style can be seen in the photograph. The three-story building was first built with a 140-foot tower atop, but it had to be removed in 1941 because of storm damage. When the train line was first built, customers traveled at around 25 miles per hour at a rate of 5 cents per mile. Along with passengers, this railroad also transported goods such as wheat, flour, lumber, and even mail. The train shed attached to the depot served as a place for passengers to be sheltered and wait for their trains, and because the baggage claim was located inside the shed as well, it wasn't often that passengers went to the depot itself. The depot was at its peak in the 1920s, with 29 trains departing daily. People would often go on vacations using the train, and the line even brought back soldiers returning from World War I. The existence of the tower isn't the only change the depot has experienced. The use of the building in general has been altered many times. When first built, the building was used for industrial, commercial, and transportation purposes. By the 1930s, usage of the depot died down, with more people owning automobiles for travel and competing lines carrying more freight.
Once the traffic at the depot began declining, in 1935 the Milwaukee Road introduced the Twin Cities Hiawatha, so the depot could continue its train service to better fit popular demand. The original operated between Chicago and the Twin Cities and officially began service on May 29, 1935, one of the first streamlined trains to ever be introduced in the U.S. These trains became instantly successful and routinely cruised over 100 miles per hour, with hardly a bump or shudder during the ride. Both trains could make the trip between the two cities in roughly 7 hours. These regional trains offered by the Milwaukee Road became so successful that the railroad found itself short on demand, and to meet such, eventually operated two versions of the train, the morning Hiawatha and the afternoon Hiawatha. During the following years during World War II, the trains had as many as 15 cars, and one of the 1942 cars was painted a patriotic red, white, and blue, proclaiming "Buy War Bonds." During this time, trains were so full that people had to sit on suitcases or stand in aisles. The morning and afternoon trains continued to operate between Chicago and Minneapolis until April 30th, 1971.
Passenger service at Milwaukee Road ended in 1971, and by 1977, Milwaukee Road filed for bankruptcy. They were then bought out by the Stowe Line in 1985.
The depot itself was turned into an office space, but became more and more run down and damaged until it was eventually scheduled for demolition. However, it was placed on the National Register of Historic Places in 1978, and the building was scheduled to be restored, which it was later in 1998 by CSM Corporation after several failed attempts, and was finally completed in 2001 with 2 hotels, a restaurant and bar, a banquet space, an underground parking garage, and interpretive history center. The train shed was later converted into part event space, part ice skating rink, but the latter is now under construction.